Alright, I have a 98 Honda Civic DX. They normally don't come with an RPM gauge on the cluster, so pretty much I have to buy one from a 99, I guess. Yeah, I guess it comes out at 99. But anyway, for any of you who have this problem with the fuel gauge or the hot and cold, for the radiator going all the way up, it means it's not being grounded. I'll show you what that means, where that is after. But if you have a problem that's like this, which I'm about to show you, but I can't hold these two things, and I don't have my mounted stuff to put on my head, but I'll try to do it so you can see. And close the door so you don't hear the beep. Okay, so that's my cluster lit up. Yes, I changed the bulb to LEDs. This one here is temporary because the glass is off and one of the bulbs are attached to it. So I had to replace one for my existing cluster that's on the table over there that I took out. But anyway, as you can see here is the fuel gauge and the radiator temperature sensor gauge. And I'm going to turn the key, not to start the car, just turning it on. Just turning it, twice. Sorry. So twice. And then look what happens. I have a half tank of gas. So I have a half a tank of gas or less than half tank of gas. But look what will happen. I already know that's wrong because my tank is not full. It will go all the way up to the full mark, which means it's not grounded. If it's grounded, it's going to drop where it's supposed to be. Okay, now look at the radiator, the temperature gauge for the radiator. I'm going to start the car. That's the only way you tell if this is working or not. So now you start the car. See that? The car is cold. I haven't started it all day. And then look. The way how I know it's not hot is because, let me show you. You see it's going up. So at this point, my engine is about to blow because it's hot, or the radiator is about to pop, something like that. But over here, I have my water temperature, and it's stone cold. My oil pressure is up, and my oil temperature is cold as well. That shows you that the car is cold. So basically, if you have that problem, I'm going to show you what the problem is and where it is. And it's up to you if you want to fix it or not. Some people will not get that deep and will not think it's worth it. Will think it's not worth it. Some people will get that deep or see the video and say, I would not do that. That's too much work. So I'm going to show you how I found out what the problem is. A lot of people have been asking, and I figured I would have found it out and share it with the world. Okay, so you take the plastics off, which is obviously the cover, which is just those pins that go around. These right here. Just push them with your finger. You don't need a tool. Push them with your finger all the way around on this. So look for that plastic first, the clear plastic. Take that off. Then you take off the black one with this bulb in the back, the one I showed you that I replaced, you take this bulb out, which is this not the original one, that's the original one right here with the LED bulb in it. But anyway, you take that bulb out from the back of the cluster, which should be right here. Take that out and disconnect, take the wire off, because it'll be hooked up to this plastic here. Just keep taking it out and unhook the tabs just like the clear plastic. You have tabs all around. Just unhook those, and the two sneaky ones to the top here, they're like hooks that goes this way, so you just remove them off that plastic on the top right there and on the other side, and then you take that off. When you take that off, carefully remove this one. It just comes right off, or you shimmy it off. Make sure it does not get caught up on the pins. Make sure it doesn't get caught on the pins while raising it up, and you pull the pins off. That wouldn't be my problem, that'll be yours. Take it off properly. Shimmy it straight up. Use both hands, of course. Alright, so when you get to the board, I'm going to put this on my lap. Back here, this is where the hot and cold is, temperature, and fuel. So you see F for fuel, T for temperature. You take these three screws out here, take these three out here, and the whole gauge in the front with the fuel and temperature will come out. Be right back. Okay, so when you take the screws out, it will come out just like this. You don't need this anymore. You could throw this away in the trash. Yeah, okay. Just send it to me if you throw it in the trash. Alright, put it aside. Now you get this. A lot of people say you break the pins if you end up touching them. No, you don't. I could touch it. It's magnetized. It's a magnetic energy that moves the needle. So you could always put the needle back, wherever you want it to go. So you're going to be working back here. So back here, I take this off, shimmy it off, straight up and out. Shimmy it, straight up and out. So back here is a coil. If any one of these strands break that are connected to the screws, which is 1, 2, 3, as well as this side, 1, 2, 3. Any one of these strands break, it's not going to work anymore. This is why your gauge does not work, because these three screws are being grounded to the circuit board on the cluster. If there are no wires connected to these three, which is the coil wires, if they're not connected, and I'll show you where they are connected. Let me find one. I see one, but I want one that you could actually see. There you go. Don't know how clear that is, but right there you can see a strand, and it's going to the bottom of this right here. It's soldered on to this. So if that strand is broken and it's grounded to the circuit board, it will not send any electrical energy through this coil right here. A lot of people, the mistake that a lot of people do when putting this on, and they say, oh, I just bought a new one, I put it in, it's not working. What you did is that you took a screw. Which one is it? Yeah, try this one. No, not that one. Yeah, whatever. What you did, you took the screw and you're screwing it down to the circuit board, in the back of the cluster. Make sure I can get a nice view of this right here. Sorry. Right there. I'm going to get a screwdriver and I'm going to turn the screw like I'm tightening it. When you tighten it too tight, this is what happens. See, it's spinning. The more it spins, the more this wire is getting wrapped up in there, and it's going to break. Secondly, if there are cracks in this white screw holder, it has a metal piece inside of there that actually holds the screw. But if the plastic is broken, it makes it really loose for that thing at the bottom to spin. And once it starts spinning, that's it. You can't tighten it as tight. So once this thread goes in and makes contact with the circuit board, that's it. Leave it alone. Because once you start tightening too tight, it's going to spin this and game over. You got to do it all over or get a new one. As you can see, which a trick I found out when I was messing with it earlier, is I could take this magnetized screwdriver and touch here, or put it close to here and look at the gauge. Put it close, gauge goes up, gauge goes down, gauge goes up. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, it works with magnetism. It amplifies through these resistors, and when it's grounded with positive coming through on one of these, I don't know which one is the positive, but the positive has to run through this. So when it's hooked up with positive and negative, kaboom, you get magnetism. So in a nutshell, you break those things, it's going to destroy your gauge clusters. Yeah, the screwdriver is next to it. Move it away and see what happens. It's like it's plugged in. Pretty cool. But anyway, don't ask why it's not working anymore. You screw it in too tight, you could break it. If it's broken already or cracked or fractured by elements, the air or whatever, and you end up messing with it, and you say, oh, these screws are loose in the back, let me tighten them up, and you just make that one turn, that could be the last turn you ever take. So take that into consideration. And if this fuel gauge or this gauge goes up, and the gauge, this gauge is good, when the pin goes up and this gauge is good for some reason, that you know it's good, it will work in another car, you have to check the fuel pump if it's not grounded properly, or is a short in the wire. That will be a problem as well. So I checked it out by using this one. It goes all the way up to full, and I use my old one and it goes to half a tank. So that tells me that this one is bad, and that's how I found out how it's bad, by looking behind here and taking a screw by hand and screwing it down, and figured out that this is spinning and those strands are getting broken. Thanks for watching. I blabbed as much as I can. I hope I'm a lot of help to some people out there. I'm just making the video because I'm thinking it will help someone, or someone will want to know why is it happening, or what happens when it does that. But that's it. So thanks for watching. See y'all soon with some other video. Oh, and if I make an update video that it works, I will post it. So I'll say stay tuned and see if I fix it. If I fix it, well, I get my gauges back and I don't have to buy any. If I don't get it fixed, you will not see a video and I will happen to buy a new one. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.